Hey friend, how are you? No, like actually, like how are you? Like we have been living in such a crazy time. Like I'm on all these conference calls and video chats with, my colleagues, and so many of them are talking about the sense of grief and depression and, process that their emotional process that they're going through as we are in the midst of all of this. And the funny thing is, as they're saying all this, like I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but like I don't feel that way. And I had to ask I feel great, and I had to ask myself, like, what's the science behind that? Like, and I realized it's because I am milking this time like none other, and that is really going to be the lesson today. Is I want to encourage you all to maximize the potential from this time. Like, how often are you home for all these days straight? So I'm going to give you 3 quick things that I would recommend for you to do in order to maximize this time. So, hello friends, it's Abrea Armstrong here, the professional, young professional, here to help you get from the cubicle to the C-suite. Okay, first thing. First thing is what I call like housekeeping, admin work, if you will. You know those 50 tabs on your browser that you have open and those 1,358 emails that are unread in your inbox, and those 20 to 50 different items that you randomly have on your desktop because you had nowhere else to put them. Like, those things, that's what you should be doing with this time. It's like, how do you clean that up? How do you spruce up your professional life so that whenever the transition back to the office does happen, you're ahead of the game and everybody's looking at you like, well, how did you do this? And you'll just smile because you know that you were just on your couch using your time wisely. Pro tip. So, for example, like my friend at the Y, he literally repainted the lines on the parking lot today. Like, come on, like when else would he ever be able to do that? And so that is what I mean by think about the things that you couldn't normally do during a typical work week and try to do those things now. The thing with housekeeping is you also need to do that with your professional networks. So, when was the last time you refreshed your LinkedIn page? When was the last time you looked at your resume? And I think about the unemployment numbers. Like, I'm sure so many of those people really wish they would have prepared themselves or really thought about how do I brand myself as an individual? How do I utilize and leverage all of my various skill sets and advertise them to the world so that I can have multiple streams of income. So that's definitely something for us all to think about is refresh that resume, refresh that LinkedIn, because you never know when you're going to need to have those profiles on point. The second point is going to be tune into your inner hustler. So when was the last time you thought about those 2020 goals? Like check in on your progress. And that might be a really great launching point for you to think about, hey, what can I do with this time? Check in on those goals, see where you need to improve, and then just go from there. So that way you've already got a game plan, and that's one less thing for you to think about. With so many great virtual events going on that can ladder up and can support whatever you're newly getting into, this is the great opportunity to really launch and build a foundation for those entrepreneurial efforts so that when the time comes, everything is turnkey. So tip number 2 is to feed your inner hustler. And lastly, and this is the thing that so many of us don't do, but is truly the key to success, is to rest. Like, and I mean that, like actually, like get in the bed, close your eyes, and like rest. Quiet your mind, count to 10 backwards, whatever your process is. Do that so that you can have a sense of inner solace, so that what you put out into the world is truly a representation of who you are because you have that sense of understanding. And so with that rest, and if you, let's say you're well rested and you've gotten plenty of sleep, because let's admit, we've all been taking naps. It's not just me. If you're well rested, a great thing to do is read a book. Right now, I am diving into Mark Manson's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. And it is really just sort of inspiring me and getting me in the mode to think about, how am I carrying myself in this world? How am I presenting myself? How to care without that slowing down my progress. rest, drink water, wash your face, moisturize. I've been moisturizing and it's been incredible. So many of us, like, we're so busy hustling, thinking about the next thing. How do we improve ourselves? How do we get the next business off the ground? How do I get the next interview? How do I get that next retainer? We're so busy thinking about these things that we often forget to take care of ourselves. But right now is truly our chance to do that. And so I just want to encourage you to just be you and think about what it is that you need and listen to your body, and just whatever your intuition is telling you to do with this time, just make it productive and listen to it. And if your intuition is telling you to rest and to do nothing, like, lean into that and know that it's totally okay. So, all right, guys, I hope that you all continue to live your lives and to explore and to be your best selves, and just know that I'm always here for you. So please feel free to leave a comment below with what you are doing with your time. I'm really curious. I've been seeing some really incredible things. All right, see you in the next video. Peace and love.